He was a normal and strong man. But one day he woke up and found when everything has changed. He found when none of his body organs were functioning. And until right now, he cannot walk. He cannot even sit by himself. They have always been lifting him, and the wife is here ready to do everything to this man no matter what. The man died one day and doctors pronounced him dead, but he mysteriously came back to life after 2 days. He's called Evariste. Just looking at him, you can realize he's so weak that he cannot even move by himself. He cannot do anything. He says none of his body organs function. He was a normal and healthy man, and in a way that he does not understand, he woke up one day and found some of his body organs not functioning at all. And later, all body organs stopped working completely. To him, he was not a person who always fell sick. He was always a strong man who was workaholic and looked forward to making his family better. But now, his whole body is aching, that if you touch or even hug the man, he is so ill that he can't even manage to say a lot. The wife Esperance tells us more of the husband, and even more of that day-to-day life. Esperance says this husband of hers became ill one day and then died. He was at the hospital when receiving treatment, and in a short time he stopped breathing. Then doctors pronounced him dead. His body was about to be handed to the family in a plastic bag. Everyone was weeping. But something unusual happened. The man miraculously managed to come back to life, and up to today they still don't understand that mystery. All they say is that the man refused to die. After he conquered death, he had to spend a week at the hospital. Unsurprisingly, the man was not aware of what happened, that he died and came back to life, and he was also shocked, wondering how that is possible. The wife says the man is suffering from hepatitis. This infection is caused by a virus that attacks the liver and leads to inflammation. He was taken to different hospitals and even given medicine. After the man took medicine, his body became worse, that his body organs started being weak, that whenever he was taken to the hospital, people had to always lift him because he had stopped walking. They spent a lot of time visiting several hospitals, but the man gets worse from one day to the other, and sometimes he could be taken to hospitals and test negative. Doctors would recommend him to be given some vitamins and all food values so as to regain blood. The mother says the husband's treatment process required a lot, that selling the properties was a good idea so as to save the man's life. They did whatever possible, hoping to bring back Evariste to a normal life, but it's taking much longer than expected. They brought all kinds of food, vitamins, protein, carbohydrates, all kinds so that the man would at least gain weight. But what happened next was contrary. The man decreased in weight instead of increasing, to the point that he looked scary, that even some people and other young children fear looking at him. Young children think he's a ghost or else something that can hurt little children. Time came and he said he's feeling something going wrong in the chest, that he now does not want to eat any kind of food. Here, they were ready to do everything at whatever cost and take him to hospitals. They even took the man to traditional doctors, but those traditional experts also failed. Then back to the local hospitals, and the man was again examined and results showed he had tuberculosis. They even sold their cattle, but make sure the man was treated. After a few days, he started showing some positive changes. He became so strong that he even started walking by the help of a walking stick. Here, they relaxed. They were very happy that at least the man is slowly by slowly recovering. They were trusting the process.
Go umva ni nk'ukwezi kumwe byabaye tubona n'ubundi birongera biradahuza.
But this too did not last long, as it only lasted for just 1 month. And then he was even weak than ever. They quickly rushed the man to the hospital again, but doctors could not see anything. He tested negative this time.
Amagufa ye ni mazima, ikindi mu bihaha ni hazima, nta korora, no mu maraso nta bundi burwayi afite, nta muvuduko, nta mwijima. byose twabipimye nta kibazo kindi musaza afite, ahubwo n'umugeni umujyane muri amusangire intungamubiri.
They were confused as people who had an ill patient and seeing the man is weak than ever. But they were told there's not any other problem. The man kept being ill from the day they came to the hospital up to now. Since having this body illness, he has never seated by himself or even tried walk as before. Now the wife is worried. She's afraid of losing the man she loves the most. She says they love each other and they do everything to this man. This includes waking him up, washing, dressing him, feeding, and lifting him whenever he needs sunbathing. Though he's weak, though he can't do anything on his own, the woman says she will always be there for the man and would never ever leave the man struggling alone.
Urabona ibi byose gukomera nta muntu wabona imbaraga ku giti cye. Ngewe nasenze Imana kandi umuntu asenga, ariko nagendeye ku ijambo.
When asked how she handles this situation and keeps being close to the man, she says as a human being, no one can strengthen themselves. For her to be this brave and strong, it's only by the help of praying and understanding God's scriptures. She says maybe if she never took time for praying, she would have gave up. But God told this mama to be strong and face whatever will come by her way.
Narakomeye, si ukuvuga ngo Mana ni ku bwanjye cyangwa se ni ku bw'abantu, ndavuga ko ari ku bw'Imana. Nasenze Imana iranshoboza.
She says all her life has been based on praying, and this helped in healing her boy, whom she says was possessed by demons a few years ago and was always running while going nowhere each and every time. She says that one day evil spirits led the boy to a burning charcoal and he burned himself without knowing what he was doing. She says all this suffering, struggling, happened only 2 years ago, including the man's transformation. She says in these 2 years, they did whatever they could. They sold cattle, pieces of land, and many more other properties, so as to bring the man's life to normal. She says the man right now needs advanced treatment since these local hospitals failed. She's here requesting for the support so as to see the man treated and coming back to normal. You can contribute and support this family by donating via the GoFundMe campaign's link found in description and pinned in top comments. Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the